Hi, so in this video tutorial, in the third tutorial of how to crochet a granny square, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a willow square, which looks a bit like this. And it's a bit more advanced, but it's still very easy to do, especially if you're a beginner. And all you need is a crocheting hook. So mine's a 6mm hook, but you can use any hook around this size because the blanket is going to be all mismatched and colourful anyway. Some scissors to cut your yarn at the end. And for yarn, I've got this purple, just your everyday basic yarn. So we're going to start by creating a slip stitch by wrapping the wool around this again. And just push the hook through like this and tighten it there. And we're going to start off by chaining 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go, chain of 5. And then we're going to continue by creating a circle to crochet into. And to do that, we find the first stitch of our chain, which is about here, and push the hook through that chain and slip stitch them together. So just yarn over and pull over the 2 stitches. So then you can see here we have this little circle. Let me just find the opening, like this, which we will crochet into. So then you want to chain 3, and this counts as 1 double crochet, and in total we want 16 double crochets into this circle. So that we yarn over first of all, yarn through the center of the circle you've created, yarn over again, pull through the circle, so you have 3 stitches on your hook, yarn over a second time and pull over 2 stitches, then yarn over again and pull through 2 more stitches, so you have 1 stitch left on your hook. And your work might seem a bit tight at first, but you can pull it a bit. And so here's the circle that we're stitching our double crochets into, and here's our chain of 3, which counts as the first one. Altogether we want 16 into this circle, so I'm going to do another one just to show you how to do it again. Yarn over through the center of the circle, yarn over again, pull over the circle, so you have 3 stitches, yarn over and pull over 2 stitches, yarn over again and pull through 2 stitches. And so we have 3 on our circle so far, like this. And you just want to go around in the circle until you have 16, and I'll meet you back when I've done the 16, and I'll show you how to connect them to make the circle. Okay, so now you should have 16 double crochets around this circle, and I'm just going to show you how to connect it now to form the full circle. So you want to find the chain of 3 you did at the beginning and count up 3 stitches, 3, and slip stitch into this 3rd chain here. Seal the circle off. So that's the 3rd chain of the chain of 3 you did at the beginning of the circle, just slip stitch into that. Okay, so next we want to chain 3 again, so 1, 2, 3 to start the next round of our square. And the pattern is going to change slightly here, so we actually want to chain 4, sorry. So that's chain 4 to start off the next round, and this counts as 1 double crochet and a 1 chain. And how this pattern works is double crochet into the next stitch of your circle, so that's here for me, and then you want to chain 1 and double crochet into the next stitch after that, so here. And chain 1 again, and you continue this pattern all the way round. So it's very similar to the round before, except we're chaining 1 in between every double crochet. So let me just do it one more time. So to double crochet, yarn around your hook, push it through the stitch at the top of the circle, yarn over again, pull over the circle. You have 3 stitches on your hook, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through 2 stitches again, and then you just want to simply chain 1 and repeat this all around the circle, and I'll meet you back here to show you how to close off the circle and start the next round. So you should have finished that round now, and next we're going to use the slip stitch again to seal off the circle. So find the chain you did at the beginning of this round and count up 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, so my third one's about here, and you want to put the hook through this stitch, yarn over and pull over both of these stitches. Now in total you should have around 16 gaps between each of your double crochets on this round to make sure you have the correct number so that this pattern works out. So the next round's pretty easy. You're using double crochets again, and what we want to do is chain 3 to count as our first double crochet and to start off this round. So chain 3. And next you want to double crochet twice into this space here, and we do that by yarning over, pushing our hook through the gap in this circle, yarning over again, pulling through the circle, having 3 stitches on our hook, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches, yarn over again and pull over 2 stitches. And we want to do this another double crochet into the exact same space here. So yarn over, push it through the through the gap in the circle, yarn over, pull through the circle. We should have 3 stitches on our hook, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches. And next we want to do the same thing, but into this gap here, right here, into the crochet. So I'll show you, yarn over, find the gap, which is here for me. And it can be a bit tight sometimes, but you just have to force it. So it's through the gap there, yarn over, pull it through the gap, and then yarn over, pull over 2 stitches, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches. So your work should look something like this. So we're doing 2 double crochets into the gaps here and 1 double crochet into the stitch next to it. So I'll show you again. Yarn over, hook through, yarn over, pull over the circle, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches and pull over 2 stitches, and then again. Should be getting the hang of double crocheting at this point. So that's 2 double crochets into the big gap here, and then you want to do 1 double crochet into the gap next to it here. Just push the hook through, yarn over, pull over that gap, pull over 2 stitches, yarn over, pull over 2 stitches, and you want to do that all the way around the edge of this circle until you reach about here, and I'll meet you there to close off the round and to start the next one. Okay, so you should have finished that round now and done 2 double crochets into the last gap of your second round. And again, we're just gonna seal off this round by slip stitching through the 3rd chain. So find your 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. So mine's about here. Just push your hook through, yarn over, and pull over both the stitches. So you should have something a little bit like this now, a circle. It will look a bit crinkled, but it will flatten out as we continue. So the next part can get a bit tricky, but I'm just gonna show you, take you all the way through the next round so that you understand it. So what we want to do is chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then what we want to do is, if you look closely at your work, you can see the different stitches. Is we want to miss this first stitch here, miss the second stitch, and slip stitch this chain 5 into the third stitch on your last round. So push the hook through, yarn over, and pull through both the stitches. So that's chain 5 and slip stitch into the third stitch on this row. Skip 2 gaps and stitch into the third one. Then we want to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And again, we want to miss 2 gaps. So miss this one and miss this one, and slip stitch into this third one here. And pull over both of these stitches. Next, we want to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, miss 2 gaps here and chain into the third one. So just slip stitch, into the third one and pull over both of these stitches. Next, we want to chain 3 again. So 1, 2, 2, and 3. Skip 2 gaps. So skip this one and chain into this third one here. Or slip stitch, into this third one. And then we want to repeat this pattern by chaining 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this chain 5 acts as our corners. So this is one corner here, and will be another corner, and we'll start shaping this into a square. So again, you want to miss 2 gaps, so miss these 2 and slip stitch into this third one. Hopefully you should get the hang of this. Yarn over and pull them both over. And again, we want to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And slip stitch into our third stitch along here. Miss those 2 gaps. Yarn over, pull through, and chain 4 this time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And miss 2 gaps, so miss this one here, miss this one here, and into this one. Oh, almost did a double crochet there. Slip stitch into that, and then we want to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch into our third stitch here. Now chain 5 again. This is another corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miss 2 stitches into the third one here. Yarn over, pull through. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And slip stitch into the third stitch. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Miss these 2 gaps here. Slip stitch into the third one. And chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Find your third stitch, and slip stitch it in. And then we chain 5 for our last corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Find your third stitch and slip stitch into it. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, third stitch, slip stitch into it, chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, then into the third stitch, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and we're back at the chain 5 that we did at the beginning of this round. So miss this gap and into this here, which is right next to the chain 5. And we're back here. So this is your 4th round that's been completed. Should look something like this. And I usually like to seal this off completely by doing another slip stitch into the chain 5, just into this first chain of the chain 5, just to make it secure. You don't have to do this if your work is too tight though. And yeah, should look something like this. Okay, so the next round is really simple. We return to our double crochets, and first you want to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, which will count as 1 double crochet. And this is our chain 5 here that we did on the previous round, and what we want to do is double crochet 5, chain 3 and double crochet 5 all into this gap. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So this counts as what this chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet, yarn over, push through this gap, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. You should know how to do a double crochet now. And we want to do 5 of these, so there's 2. This is the 3rd one. The 4th one. And the 5th one. So you should have 5 double crochets, including this chain 3 here, all onto this loop, and you can push them to the side a bit. Next, we want to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Should look something like this. And we again want to do 5 more double crochets into this same gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5. So this is 5 double crochets, a chain 3 to create a gap here, and 5 double crochets, and this acts as one of the corners of our square. So yeah, that's it. And in this chain 3 we'll be using a slightly different stitch, a single crochet. So all you have to do is push through the gap here from the chain 3, yarn over, pull over the chain, yarn over and pull over both of those stitches, and you should have something a little bit like this. I'm just going to do that again to show you how to do it. So find the gap of the chain 3, push the hook through, yarn over, pull over the chain 3, yarn over again and just pull both those stitches over. So yeah, and you want to do this every time you come across a chain 3. 4 that we made on the previous round, and into this gap you want to double crochet 7 double crochets. So I'll just show you how to do this. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Might get a bit tight here, but just push them to the side, it should be fine. And so you should have your corner here, the single crochet in this chain 3 here, and 7 double crochets into this gap here. So it should look something like this, starting to take shape a bit. And then we come across our chain 3 again from the previous round, and you just want to do a single crochet, so push under into this gap, yarn over, pull over the chain 3, yarn over and pull over those 2 stitches. And here's our chain, we come across our chain 5 again. So again, you want to do the same thing as this corner here. 5 double crochets, chain 3 for the gap, and 5 double crochets. And you want to continue this all the way round. And I'll meet you back here to show you how to join them and to start our next round. Okay, so you should have something that looks a little bit like this now, kind of a flower shape. And we're gonna start creating our square now. So I'm just going to show you how to finish off this round, same as every other. Find your third stitch, find your third chain up here. 1, 2, 3, so mine's about here. Push the hook through, yarn over and slip stitch through. And that's that round done. Okay. So next we want to, this is similar to the round we did here when we were kind of creating these chains, so the 5 chain, the 3 chain, the 4 chain. This round's very similar. So what we want to do is chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you want to find the gap we created on each corner here, and just slip stitch that chain 5 through, just have a chain 5 here. Next we want to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Find that gap again, and again just slip stitch into the same gap, pull over both those stitches. So you should have a little loop here, so you should have chain 5 here and chain 3 here, slip stitch into this gap. Next we want to chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And find this gap here, which is between this double crochet 7 and the corner, this little gap here, and we just want to slip stitch into that, chain, yarn over and pull both of them through. Should be there. And next we want to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And we have to kind of find the center point of this arch here. I find that it's here, but you don't have to be exact. It just needs to be around the center of this arch. Find that stitch, push the hook through, and again slip stitch that through. Chain 3 again, and again find that kind of stitch in between this arch and this corner. Find it around here, push the hook through, and slip stitch. So the pattern looks something like this. You have obviously your loop of 5, chain 5 here, the small loop up here, which is chain 3, slip stitch into this corner, chain 5 again, chain 3, and chain 3, and that's what it should look like. I'm just going to go all the way around the square with you just so you understand it, because some people find this this part of the pattern quite difficult. So, but if you're getting the hang of it, you can skip ahead to the next round. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Find that gap here on the corner and slip stitch it in. That was not a slip stitch. There we go. Chain 3. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch it in. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4, 5, and slip stitch it into this gap here. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Find that center of the arch. Mine's right about here. And slip stitch that through. Chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. And find that joint between the corner and the arch. Push the hook through that stitch, yarn over, and slip stitch that through. Okay, so I'm going to meet you back round this corner here where we started this round to show you how to seal off the round and start the next one. You should have completed that round there. I've just done my final chain 3 on top of this arch here. I'm just going to show you how to finish it off. So find that middle stitch between the arch and the corner and slip stitch into that. Should have something like this. I like to slip stitch into the first chain of this chain 5 here just to make it a bit more secure, but if your work's too tight or you just don't want to do that, that's fine. So yeah, you should have something that looks a little bit like this now with this round on top here. The next round again is pretty simple and it is the final round of this square. And all you need to do is, first of all, chain 3 for our first, which represents our first double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. And in this loop here of the chain 5, we need to double crochet 5 double crochets in total. So this chain 3 counts as 1. So this is number 2. 3, 3, 4, and 5. That's 5 double crochets over that chain there. And then in this loop here, which can be sometimes a bit tight, so just be wary of that, you need to double crochet 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets just to finish off that corner. So I'll show you how to do that. First double crochet, second, and third, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and 3 more double crochets into this same loop. So 1, 2, and 3, so your corner should look a bit like this at the moment, with the 5 double crochets, the 3 double crochets, the chain 2 for this loop here, and 3 double crochets, and again into this chain of 5 from the previous round you want to do 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we get to our arch here where we chained 3 and 3 on the previous round, and for this you just want to double crochet 3 here, and then double crochet 1 in the center here, and then 3 here. So I'll show you how to do that. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet, and then find this center here where you slip stitch. We just want to do a double crochet into this gap here. So that's 1 double crochet into there, and then 3 more into that chain of 3 here from the previous round. So 1, 2, 3, and as you can see we're back at another corner, so you just want to repeat this same pattern all around the square until you have your completed square. Okay, so I've just finished the final round of the square, and I'm just going to show you quickly how to seal it off, which is the same as all the other rounds. Find the chain you did at the start and find the 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3, so mine's about here. Just push the hook through here and pull over both of these stitches, and then to secure it off you can pull a chain through, tighten it, and just cut it from the yarn. And it will be crocheted into the blanket when all the squares are crocheted together. And there you have it, that's the final square. Thank you for watching.